Hello, Warriors. Dale Pinkard here. Last time to talk to you because tomorrow I have an interview with Tavi Costa from Crestcat Capital. Check him out on Twitter at Tavi Costa. And I'm sure he's going to be feeling pretty good about his favorite asset class performing the way it did going into year end, which was the gold. But I want to start off with the dollar. So you look at the euro, really, it's almost like an EKG of someone in a coma. So here's a 4-hour chart. Straight line EKG. It's not doing anything. I would say rather than trying to get long up here that there'll be better buying opportunities. To me, it looks like I have a lot of confluence here down at the 103.50 level, which was an important level. Once we broke down, okay, here it is. And then once we got above it, so for it to come back down and check 3.5 would be logical if the dollar's just not going to collapse from right now. And, you know, the dollar, just like euro, has been pretty comatose, and we have a double inside week. So the most bullish thing the dollar could do next week with inside week, see how this weekly range is inside of this bigger range down week where the dollar tried to hold at 103. So the most bullish thing the market could do is the dollar could start off lower. And with that being said, about a 50% correction in cable, which is still my preferred short, is going to come in right around 22.5 or so. So next week, that's a zone I'll be looking to resell cable up here. And then if we have an analogous move from 2.5, that could take us down to about this 117.80 level that I talked about up here. But getting back to the dollar with the double inside week, say for example, we start off lower and we take out the range of the prior week and this week, who knows, maybe even this at 103, that would probably lead to 102, but the action I'd be looking for is the dollar start off weaker, take out last week's low, and then start to turn higher on the week. That would be a pretty good signal for a dollar rebound. So I still believe that's a possibility. Hard to find a dollar bull anywhere anymore. I guess people that, you know, were advocates of the milkshake theory have had enough milkshakes and are going to go on a diet into the new year. So I wanted to talk about that and cable. Again, euro, I'm a better buyer at 103.5. I want to see what happens down here at this level. Should we get here? Could we challenge a high at, what was it, 107.30? Maybe, but I'm not expecting an explosion in euro next week. I still think that there, even if it is, you know, just the beginning of a bull market in euro, this would not be much of a retrace. You're probably talking about 38% back down here at 103.5. And again, cable, which is stronger today because euro pound, which was, you know, I was touting the long side from a couple of weeks ago on an inflation number. Now we could be getting a pullback from resistance up here. You see, if you look left as a trader, you have to look left. And perhaps we get a pullback in EG and cable outperforms for a while, maybe all the way back down towards 87. That'd be about 100 pips from here. So also I want to take a look at Canada because it's at a very important level as well. This 135 level has to hold, otherwise we're looking at 131. A lot of things, and the table is going to be set up next week, dollar being key. But I do want to talk about a chart that I've mentioned before. I know I've cried wolf a few times on this gold-silver ratio wedge, but it still looks like a wedge to me. And I just want to point out some of the things, even though, you know, you can't say the top is in the gold, you can say this, that we haven't had a confirmed high since before Thanksgiving, the 15th. So for a month and a half, we've been making successive high after successive high. I thought this was a 3 here. And then yesterday we did the same thing. And look at the glaring divergence. So even if gold made another shot up here towards 1850, this too, to me, just like I wouldn't get bulled up about buying euro here, that I think you'll be able to buy it lower. I feel the same way about gold, and even more so in silver. Silver's a little weaker. I've been talking about this setting up a divergence top, and it's also a rising wedge that you have in silver here. So let's just take a look at this rising wedge. I'll draw an uptrend line so you guys could see it. And I wouldn't be surprised to see silver retrace back towards 21. Let me just move me out of the way. And here is 21. So if this is the bottom of the wedge right here, anyway, you get the idea. So here's your wedge. Okay, so you have a rising wedge in the silver. I'm not saying that we can't make another move above 24.5. This high last week actually did not take out this high, miss it by a few cents. It could. We start closing back under this low 23.50. I believe the correction's underway. And look at the confluence that you have here on the daily. So you have a trend line coming in here at 21. 21 was a pretty big level. See it here. See it here. And you have a trend line in the 200-day with confluence here around the $21 level. So I think between 22 and 21 is going to be a better buying opportunity in silver. Analogous with gold, but I do believe that silver will lead the decline on a percentage basis based upon this XAU-XAG gold-silver ratio chart. Should we start to break out, it's only going to take a move back over 79. 85 is very viable. And during that time, I do believe that you're going to see silver, the break will be more pronounced and the magnitude will be larger in silver than gold. Just another piece of evidence, a widely held silver stock, which is just open 17 cents lower. Look at all the successive new highs we had in silver. And yet First Majestic peaked again. There's that November 15th date, the same day that the gold had its last confirmed high. And gold's made successive new highs. And silver's outperformed. So what's happening with the silver shares? SILJ has at least challenged, this is the ETF on the juniors, well, it hasn't even really taken out the highs. So I'd be pretty careful with the silver here because the shares are definitely not leading and they're not confirming what silver has done. So that's another take. Also, I just wanted to wrap with WTI, which if you've been following my videos, I was recommending longs at 71 and took the 3-day up. Here we are up at 81. I have some caution here. And although the Chinese internet stocks are performing, this reopening in China is going to be fits and starts because, now they have a reopening, but now they have a full-blown pandemic there. So we'll see if, they're not going to be back in gear probably until the COVID wave dies down. So you could have a pullback in crude back towards 73. Just a little caution. We start closing back over 81. It opens the door to 92. So I want to wish everyone a happy new year. I hope it's your best year ever, not just in the markets, but in all ways. Invite you to join us here at TradeGATEHub. Our sponsor is TradeView Markets. Open a demo in 2023. Get ready to work with Mike and I. We'll be giving you ideas. We don't click the mouse for anyone. That's your responsibility. And if you want to be a good trader, you have to work hard. You have to put in the time. You can't be lazy. And you also have to learn how to live through adversity. So with that being said, let's have a great 2023. I believe Mike will be with you tomorrow. And then after my interview with Tavi, I'll be on with Mike to give you our wrap for the year. And thank you very much. Hope we're adding value to what you're trying to accomplish as a trader. It's not easy. And if that scares you, do something else. So that's a wrap